So as Dr. Ali mentioned, both medications and therapy have been shown to improve depression and anxiety in people with epilepsy. Yet the treatment of depression still ranks among the top 5 research priorities for people with epilepsy. So we asked ourselves, what research study can EpLink do to improve care for people living with epilepsy and depression? So before we started to design this study, we thought we'd ask ourselves, well, what are some of the barriers to treatment? So there's a high cost for privately funded therapists. So if you have private health insurance, then you're able to go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist fairly quickly. If you don't have health insurance coverage, there are long wait lists for publicly funded therapists, and anecdotal reports from patients, caregivers, and healthcare providers indicate that it could be anywhere from weeks to months before you can get to see someone. There are also transportation considerations, so people with epilepsy often tend not to have a driver's license, so to be able to attend regular sessions with a psychotherapist can be a challenge. There are also a few specialists with expertise treating people with epilepsy, and even fewer in rural areas of Ontario. So we asked ourselves, how can we overcome these barriers? So there's some evidence to suggest that group therapy, so that's therapy involving small groups of individuals, around 6 to 8 people, delivered over the telephone or the internet, is effective in reducing depressive symptoms. So we looked around the world to see what programs are being offered to people with epilepsy with the intention of bringing those programs here to Ontario. So we came across one program, the UPLIFT Program, developed by Dr. Nancy Thompson at Emory University in Georgia. And the UPLIFT Program stands for Using Practice and Learning to Increase Favorable Thoughts. So it's a program that is based on mindfulness cognitive behavioral therapy principles, and it includes 8 semi-structured sessions. So it begins with a check-in, there's a teaching component, there's a group exercise, there's a skill-building activity that allows individuals to practice this on their sessions. Now, a group in Norway has also shown that group education about epilepsy improves quality of life outcomes. So we created a program that has information about epilepsy that's designed to increase knowledge and build skills for epilepsy-specific issues. So similar to the UPLIFT program, it has 8 semi-structured sessions, a check-in, a teaching component, a group exercise, and similarly a skill-building activity. So both programs are delivered over the telephone in groups of 6 to 8 people, and they're led by 2 facilitators, a licensed mental health professional and someone living well with epilepsy. So the main research questions that we're interested in answering are the programs effective in easing epilepsy-related depression, and is one program more effective than the other? So participants are recruited and asked to complete a set of questionnaires about their quality of life, about their mood. They're then randomly assigned to participate in one of 3 groups, so the UPLIFT program, the EpInfo program, or no program at all, so that's the waitlist control group. And then they're asked to complete the questionnaires once again after treatment so that they can see what's changed. So far there have been about 45 participants who've participated in either the UPLIFT or the EpInfo program. And here are just a couple of comments that we've received to date. So one UPLIFT participant writes, I've had other CBT training through my local hospital, which to me was pretty useless. The UPLIFT program provides tools which are easy to use. I can see myself continuing to use these tools going forward. Another UPLIFT participant writes, the program exceeded my expectations, and I found the sessions very relatable, and the methods were useful in helping me with my coping skills. Having the sessions over the phone removes the social anxiety that some, and myself, experience. Feels safer, less judgmental, as opposed to being face-to-face. Some feedback from our EpInfo participants. I've learned so much throughout the 8 weeks. Each week I've learned new things about seizures that will help me help others with how to deal with seizures and how they can help me. It was very helpful getting to learn new stuff about seizures. I missed one session in which I hadn't. I'd come to look forward to each one. I missed the program and the people I've heard from and talked to. Finally, a place where it's possible to talk or think about seizures, how they work for others, and the social, workplace, domestic impact without stigma or worry. So what's next for this study? So we hope to continue recruiting new participants for groups in March, with the intention of having another EpLink or UPLIFT group in May. Once those groups are completed, we hope to perform some preliminary data analysis, and we hope to share those results in early 2018. Hopefully we'll be able to answer the question of which program is better. And after that, we hope to outline a new set of research questions. So not everyone who participates in the program is going to benefit from it, so we'd like to understand why and what would be the next steps to help understand how new resources can be developed. So this brings me to my so what slide, and I have to thank Joanna at Epilepsy Toronto for insisting that all of our EpLink researchers include such a slide. And the basic point here is, why should you care about the research that we're doing? So if one of the programs is shown to be effective, staff at local epilepsy agencies can be trained to deliver the more effective program to their clients. So that would mean that more people with epilepsy will have access to an evidence-based intervention that is effective, and a telephone-based group delivery program is cost-effective and convenient for people all across Ontario. So as I mentioned, we won't have any data results to indicate which program is more effective until next year. So until then, what are some resources that are available for people today? And I have to thank Andrew at MDAO and Rosie from Epilepsy Toronto, who really helped compile this list of resources, which I'll give a very brief overview, and I'm sure Andrew will speak more to it during the Q&A panel. So as Wendy mentioned, there are wonderful community epilepsy agencies across the province. So Epilepsy Ontario is dedicated to promoting independence and optimal quality of life for people living with seizures. Epilepsy Toronto, there's a wonderful group there who are helping people with epilepsy learn more about their condition, help them with what they need, and are to be part of a growing family that cares. So if you haven't already connected with them, I highly encourage you to contact your local community epilepsy agency. There are also mobile applications for epilepsy. So an example is the Epilepsy Health Storylines. So this is a mobile app that allows you to record your symptoms, your seizure activity, your moods, your medication, to really help you manage your epilepsy. So with respect to depression and anxiety screening, it's recommended that all individuals with epilepsy undergo depression screening with their physician. So screening should be done soon after being diagnosed and once a year after that. There are some short questionnaires that you can do online with your physician to help assess symptoms of depression and anxiety. Some examples are the Center for Epidemiological Studies Depression Scale, as well as a Generalized Anxiety Disorder Scale. There are also apps that allow you to track your mood. So one example is MoodFX. So it's an interactive website that's designed to help people with depression and anxiety and provide simple methods for monitoring your symptoms. There are some apps that not only allow you to track your mood, but also provide some resources and some strategies to help improve your mood. So an example is the Super Better app. It's designed to increase resilience, the ability to stay strong and motivated and optimistic. There's also Mood Juice, which is designed to help you think about emotional problems. There's also a program called Mood Gym, which is designed to help identify and or overcome problem emotions. It can also show you how to develop good coping skills for good mental health. Lastly, there's also the app called Headspace. It's a mindfulness meditation app that provides guided meditation for 10 minutes a day. It also has some really cute videos that go along with it. So if you want to give it a try, I think there's a free trial app. Should you find yourself in distress or crisis, there are also 24-hour helplines. So you can call the Mental Health Helpline or Telehealth Ontario should you need to speak to someone right away. And lastly, there are also drop-in peer support programs. So I encourage you to check out the MDAO website. And on their website, they also have a calendar, and you can find out when their next drop-in peer support program is. So I'm just going to end here and essentially say that there are resources that are available for you today, and EpLink is researching more resources for you tomorrow.
And so I would like to acknowledge the co-directors of EpLink, our EpUp study collaborators, our wonderful facilitators, Susan Harrison and Lindsay Yao, and our current study coordinator, Cindy, and the wonderful team at EpLink. So thank you very much.